Kia ora and welcome to day 22 of Beer Jerk Advent. I'm Luke.
And I'm Joe.
And today we're drinking the Argo
Ooh,
from Mount Brewing.
what a glorious pour.
Yeah, it's a good looking beer, hey?
Yeah, so Mount Brewing sort of becoming very well known around the country. Every release they're doing at the moment's just hitting the spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, super exciting to see them release a barrel-aged beer and begin a barrel program.
Yeah, so we first tried this beer when we did a tasting event and an evening with Mount, where we paired a bunch of their beers with a bunch of desserts from a fantastic local dessert specialist down in the Mount, which was the drop.
Sponge Drop.
Sponge Drop.
Yeah, pretty famous down there.
It's a really delicious time here at the Fridge and Flagon, and yeah, they just put a few of the this beer into a few bottles, and we just fell in love with it. And yeah, when we were working on the advent calendar, it turned out that we were able to buy the whole batch, almost the whole batch.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more. So they were hand labeling these, which was pretty cool. And
that's the thing with barrel-aged beer. There's a finite amount of it. It's a rare commodity. There's just one barrel's worth.
yeah, I got a couple calls off Scott, who was just wanting to triple confirm numbers that we needed for the calendar, because I don't think the people, the brew team down there were too stoked at being asked to very quickly hand label a bunch of bottles.
Yeah.
But they got it done, they got it up to us, and yeah, now it's out with all of you lucky people.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful. I'm sure you're also grateful to be drinking this beer on a beautiful Friday before Christmas. And as ever, you like to schedule bigger beers for Fridays. And
Yeah, it's one to close the week out, I suppose. Obviously, the 23rd and 24th for the weekend as well, so we had to go big on those days.
Yeah. So Mount is a family business. So they've been around for, I think, 30 years even.
I think, yeah, the current sort of managing director has been involved her whole life with the brewery. So
yeah, so it was a family brewery started by a couple many years ago, and in the last couple of years it's been handed over to their daughter, who's Briar, and her partner Niall, and just so cool to see that sort of multi-generational brewery, which we chatted about a couple of weeks ago when we had Craig from Black Sands here, and then it's Castles is the third brewery that's sort of a multi-generational independent craft brewery, and yeah, it's really sort of you've seen some real great changes in the last 2 or 3 years, sort of with Briar taking the reins and with their head brewer Pavel, who's a fantastically talented brewer and just a passionate guy, and he's the head of a brew team. They've got quite a few people down there.
yeah, and if you are clever enough to be picking up cans of their beer whenever they're releasing things, they actually put which member of the brew team sort of wrote the recipe.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've seen amazing lagers from Leone. This one is
Yeah, she
from
did a
Tom.
Kolsch.
Yeah. And yeah, Pavel sort of doing IPAs, and they're all doing other styles as well. But yeah, it's been pretty cool to sort of learn about those brewers through having that on the can, and it's not something every brewery sort of, I guess, champions. So yeah, cool thing they do.
Yeah, cool for them to sort of shout out who's putting together the different recipes and yeah, slap their names on the label. And you may have been to their brew pub, 'cause it's a pretty nice spot. I've been there a few times, but not as much as you.
Yeah, it's a must every time I'm down visiting my family in Tauranga. They got the Rising Tide is its name.
Yep.
So a ton of children running around out the front. Amazing dumplings inside, and yeah, some fantastic beers. Sort of 40 taps maybe, but I think they've filled a lot of them now with like ciders and seltzers and tap G&Ts, but still all the Mount beers available, and some pretty awesome, what do you call it when you buy someone else's beer?
Guest
Guest taps, yeah. They've had a couple small gods, which has been cool. But yeah, just a great place to go if you're in the Bay of Plenty, especially over the sort of Christmas, New Year's period. You'll probably need to book a table, but...
And they just opened a new place as well, right? In the next
I think in Papamoa, yeah.
Yeah. But last time I was there, which was about this time last year, luckily Pavel and I were there as well, and they were telling me that they were starting the barrel program, and they tapped me a little bit of this beer. So I got to have a sneaky, very early taste of it. And it was fantastic, and it was just so exciting to find out that they're starting to put beer in barrels. So when you pop in, you'll see a few barrels around the place. And yeah, as we say, this is the very first beer to come out of the barrel program, and it's fantastic. It's just so, it's rich, it's layered, it's complex, it's got a real beautiful body to it.
Yeah, super silky, and just that sort of red wine barrel character coming through nicely, sort of playing with the sort of red fruits and the spice from the malt. And then you just got that classic sort of chocolatey, nutty porter. And I believe they brewed this with coconut sugar as well.
Yep.
So it just gives
That
you
sounds
that,
right.
that little sort of something slightly interesting.
Yeah, it's always nice brewing with different kinds of complex sugars, and just gives you something different. And yeah, a whole bunch of complex malts in here. Well, again, nicely for us, they've written them on the label. But yeah, you get like the Black Forest, which is sort of a nice bit of like spice in there, and so yeah, real loads of specialities, lots of layers. As always, beers like this, a good one to warm up, and it will just change in the glass as you carry on sipping it over probably quite a long period, because it's 10.4, I think it is. But yeah, you've got great viscosity is what's really impressing me.
Yeah, it's almost similar to the liquid cake that we had.
Yeah.
I see, like, looking through your glass as you swirl it, it's taking a long time for it to go down.
Yeah, that's always nice to see when you get these big stouts and porters, and it's just like an oil slick as you see it sort of thickly falling down the side of the glass. And yeah, there's some vanilla character in here. But what's impressive to me is how well it's all melded together.
Yeah, they sort of got it out the barrels about 3 months ago, would it be? Yeah, so it's just tasting super tight. I can't see it getting a huge amount better, but it's definitely not going to get worse if you stash a few away in a year's time.
Yeah. Well, we've still got a few boxes here at the warehouse. Maybe we'll
chuck some up.
Chuck some on the website, maybe.
Yeah, little six packs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
right.
people.
Maybe we'll get on that.
1 for now, 2 for winter, 3 for next Christmas.
Yeah, the Christmas after. Pretty great beer. So fantastic work to mount. And we're here at the sunny Fridge and Flagon for the last couple of days before we close for 2 weeks. So as you probably know, we're open Fridays and Saturdays from midday. So pop in on Saturday, come see Lucy, and stock up with a few beers, ready to enjoy over Christmas. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you next time.